Hi, greetings, fellow Whovians. Whovian Queener, hope I have a good week so far. We'll look at the 12th Doctor era, now continues on with the episode, Smile. Despite Nardal's caution, the 12th Doctor allows Belle to select her first destination for a trip in the TARDIS. They land to the far future on an off-world Earth colony. The colony is empty except for millions of nanobots called the Vardi that maintain it, along with robotic avatars that interact with the pair via emoji. The robots give the Doctor and Belle badges which report their motions, also their emoji, seemingly the only way to communicate with the Vardi. The Doctor suspects they have arrived before the full colony ship is due. Remains curious as to the absence of any type of pre-colony crew preparing for their arrival. They discover the bones of these humans being used for fertilizer. The Doctor realizes that if the Vardi sense they are not happy, the nanobots will consume them to their skeletons, and warns Belle to keep smiling as they escape. Resolving to destroy the Vardi before the arrival of the unsuspecting colonists, the Doctor locates a ship that brought the pre-colony crew to the planet and plans on overloading its reactor. However, Belle discovers a young boy who leads her to a large number of hibernation chambers, including some humans just awaking. The Doctor realizes that this is the colony ship. The pair review the ship's logs from the non-hibernating flight crew. The Vardi were programmed to help construct and operate the colony and make the colonists happy, monitoring the emotional state of the colonists through the emotion badges and avatars. When one of the flight crew died of natural causes, it created grief among the crew. Some of the avatars were now programmed to register. The Vardi took this as a sign of disease and killed those who displayed unhappiness. This created a grief tsunami which rapidly wiped out the flight crew and will likely wipe out the waking colonists when they discover what happened. The colonists believe they must combat the Vardi to protect their hibernating crew, while the Vardi start to show the beginnings of sentience through self-defense. Failing to sway them from fighting, the Doctor resolves the situation by resetting the Vardi to their original state, before they saw grief as a disease. The Doctor offers help negotiate between the colonists and Vardi to avoid the same mistake. Later, the Doctor and Belle return to Earth, but find themselves on the frozen Thames as an elephant looks on. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. So now let's take a look at some continuity surrounding this episode. The Doctor mentions that there are many Skylans in space, all striving for independence. This was previously mentioned in The Beast Below. The Doctor warns Belle not to look at his browser history, as Zawater gave to Osgood in the Zygon inversion. And now let's take a look at some outside references. The colony ship is named Erewhon, based on the work Erewhon, or Over the Range by Samuel Butler. The story is of a man that finds a seemingly idealistic society, but then turns away when he discovers there are harsh penalties for even slight offenses. References are made to two songs, Ashes to Ashes by David Bowie and Any Old Iron, made famous by Harry Champion. And now finally, let's take a look at the production of this episode. The read-through for this episode and the previous episode, the pilot, took place on June 14th, 2016. Filming for this episode began on June 20th, 2016 and concluded on July 28th, 2016. The Vardi are named after Andrew Vardi, a professor of swarm robotics at Memorial University of Newfoundland. Vardi once wrote a short story with cultural voice based on his robotics research. Location filming took place at the City of Arts and Sciences in Valencia, Spain. Nice! So overall, I think this episode is kind of interesting, and I think it's kind of interesting that, the Doctor and Belle have to continue to be all smiling and happy while they're trying to escape from these deadly robots. So, yeah. So overall, I give Smile 4 sonic screwdrivers out of 5. Anyway, till next time, we take a look at the next episode, Thin Ice. Well, I hope you enjoyed this review, and if you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up, share it around. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified about my upload videos. And if you want to help support this channel further, then be sure to check out my Patreon page. Link is always in the description below. Anyway, until next time, this is Whovian Queen saying, "Oh my giddy aunt! When I say run, run! Upwards the polarity of the neutron flow. Would you like a jelly baby? Fantastic! Allons-y! Geronimo!" Bow ties are cool, fezzes are cool, and Stetsons are cool.